Hi everybody, this is Kat Coloring with another comparison of two different colored pencil brands. I'm going to color a page in Secret Garden, or Den Hemmelige Have in Danish, by Johanna Basford. And I'm going to color this heart, the last drawing of the book. I have divided the page by bending and drawing a line down the motif, and I'm going to color the left side of the heart with the Faber-Castell Polychromos, or just Polychromos from now on, and the right side with the Staedtler Airgosoft, the 36 set. I started with the Staedtler Airgosoft, but after a while I switched to Polychromos. I bought this set, the 60 set of Polychromos, and as you can see, if I open it, I did my own coloring swatch just to get the colors right, to compare them to each other. And then you can see I have used them, and some of them are missing, but they are the pencils I'm going to use in this video. I soon found out that there were a lot of other Polychromos out there, so I found a place where they sold them, and then I bought the rest of the Polychromos. So I have all 120 colored pencils of Polychromos. Polychromos is an oil-based pencil and is different to use than the Staedtler Airgosoft, which I have here. This is the 36 set that I got after I bought the original 24 set. There are some more colors here, and as you can see, I have not used these yet. When you choose colors, it is good to have them color down in a color chart, and I have one here from colorwithclaire.com. Perhaps you can see it here. She has a lot of good color family charts on her website, and you can donate. They're free, but you can donate her money for her work with making these color family charts. This run from Polychromos is the 120 pieces. I didn't have anything with Staedtler, but I went online and searched, and I got this from emilyillustrator.com. From her downloads page, and she has a ton of these color pencil swatch pieces, and also color families and so on, from a lot of brands: Arteza, Staedtler, Caran d'Ache, Prismacolor, and so on. So my problem with Staedtler has always been that they have numbers and not names, but I actually found a place online where I found the names of the pencils, so it makes it a bit easier when I use these pencils in the videos by name, because Polychromos doesn't have numbers, they just have names: dark chrome yellow, or permanent carmine, or Hooker's green, and so on. So when I choose colors, I use these color charts to decide what colors I'm going to use. And when I do a comparison, I want the colors to be very similar, very much alike. And so I have chosen the following pencils from Polychromos. You can see I have it here on this page. You can see I have tried to match the colors, and I have had to make some changes along the way. The sap green color from Staedtler matches the Hooker's green. The Hooker's green is a tiny bit darker, as you can see here, but they match. And the olive green from Staedtler matches the earth green yellowish quite good, I think. The willow green from Staedtler matches almost the permanent green. The permanent green from Polychromos is a bit darker, but if I changed to leaf green, the next color, it was too bright. So permanent green it is. The turquoise from Staedtler matches the cobalt green from Polychromos. The dark mauve from Staedtler matches the middle purple pink in the Polychromos. The magenta matches, I thought it would match the light purple pink, but it turned out that pink Madder Lake was a better match for the magenta. So pink Madder Lake from Polychromos it is. The scarlet red is a bit orange in the tone, and I thought that it would go well with the scarlet red from Polychromos, but as you can see here, the scarlet red is quite dark, it's a bit darker than the scarlet red from Staedtler, so I changed it to light cadmium red from Polychromos. The carmine red from Staedtler matches the pale geranium lake from Polychromos, and the light yellow matches the light cadmium yellow from Polychromos, and the yellow from Staedtler matches the light chrome yellow from Polychromos. So I will write the colors in my description later when you watch the video so you can see it. So I am going to color this page with these colors, and I'm going to be looking out for how easy they blend. I know from the Staedtler pencils that they do blend easily, but how are they compared to Polychromos, which are an oil-based pencils? They're not so easy to blend, it's my experience, but we'll try it. And then how easy they are to work with. And then the last criterion is how much the color pops off the page. So I'm going to sharpen my Polychromos. I haven't used them for quite a while, so they are not very sharp. And then I'm going to get to coloring. Enjoy. So I'm going to start with the Polychromos, and I will be using these four for the background. So pale geranium lake, and light cadmium red, and light chrome yellow, and light cadmium yellow. So here we go. So as you can see, I've colored the background here with polychromos with a light pressure, and now I want to color the background with Staedtler before I move on to the flowers and the leaves, just to compare and find out if I want to burnish the color with both pencil brands or if I just want to add another layer. Well, I have colored the background and I'm still not sure if I should add another layer of color. So I think I will just let that thought simmer a bit and then I will start coloring the leaves. And the leaves and all the greens are going to be colored with earth green yellowish, with polychromas and permanent green and Hugger's green. So I'm going to get started now. So now I have finished the leaves and I'm going to color the flowers. I'm going to use pink Madder Lake and middle purple pink for this one. Still haven't decided about the background. So after coloring the flowers, I decided to give the background another layer, and then something happened very interesting, but I'll get back to that at the end of the video. For now, I just need to color the butterfly. So I'll color it with this cobalt green. So now that I have colored the left side of the heart with Polychromos, I'm ready to begin with the other side of the heart with Staedtler Ergosoft. As you may have noticed, I used Pencil Sparkle Pop, the pink and the green one, just to add a little sparkle and glitter to my drawing. I also changed the background from 1 layer to 2 layers, and as I want the Ergosoft to have the same comparison as the Faber-Castells, I will color the leaves and the flowers first before I color the background again, to see if the same difference happens here with Ergosoft, which happened over here with the Polychromos. But I will get back to that in the end of the video. Let's get coloring with Ergosoft. So the leaves are going to be colored with Ergosoft Sap Green, Olive Green, and Willow Green. So after the flowers were colored, I recolored the entire background, gave it another layer of Ergosoft, and now I only need to color the butterfly, which will be colored with this turquoise, and of course the green gel pen. So now that the drawing is completed with the coloring, I'm ready to make a conclusion about these two pencil brands, Polychromos and Ergosoft. If we begin with the Polychromos, it's an oil-based pencil, and it has a soft or softer core here in the pencil, which makes it easy or quite easy to blend with compared to the Ergosoft. The Ergosoft only applies to the way the pencil is shaped, because the tip is quite hard, the core isn't soft, and I find it harder to blend with this pencil than the Polychromos because its tip is so hard. So I had to put a lot more work in blending here with the flowers than with the Polychromos I used. So how easy they blend, I really think that Polychromos is easier to blend than the Ergosoft, and that's one of the reasons why I changed from Ergosoft to Polychromos. How easy they are to work with, well, here is the thing. I think that Ergosoft, despite the harder tip, is easy to work with if you want to just put a light layer on your drawings. If you want more color, and that's a third question I'm going to look at, what is the color pop between these two pencil brands, I much prefer Polychromos. And I do this because if you can see here in the middle, I added only one layer to begin with when I colored the background. And then I decided, after I had colored the leaves and flowers, to add another layer. And you can actually clearly see here that this side of the drawing, which was colored with the Polychromos, the color pop in the background with two layers, it's much, much stronger than with the Ergosoft. In here, the Ergosoft area of the background, you can clearly see white through the color, so it doesn't cover the white of the paper like the Polychromos does. So it's not as bright and colorful as the Polychromos side of it. You can also see here with this flower, if I put it up real close, oops. If I put it up real close, you can see that the tip of this flower was colored with Polychromos because the middle of the drawing went through this flower, and you can see that the tip of this flower with the pink or magenta is much more colorful than the rest of this flower. So the color pop Polychromos wins a lot against the Ergosoft. But I do think that Polychromos isn't as easy to work with as the Ergosoft. When I colored the background, I gave it a second layer here. I found that it was very easy here to, when I use for example, the yellow, that the green color somehow was drawn into the background. So there are small areas of smudge from the green mixed with the yellow. I don't know if it's because of the oil-based pencil or if I was just unlucky when I color it, but I think that if you want to color the background with polychromos, you have to color it completely before you add other colors, so you don't get these smudge marks around the leaves and flowers and what else is on the drawing. So to conclude, polychromos, I really think that they blend more easily than Ergosoft, and I think that the color pops really, really nice off the page, and I like color. I don't want everything to be just highlights and a thin layer of color. I really want the pages to pop, but it's not that easy to work with polychromos compared to the Ergosoft. I think that the Ergosoft wins with the easiness to color. If you just want a light layer, then they are very easy to work with. So what do you want to choose? Well, that's up to you. From here, I can just say happy coloring. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time in my next video. Bye.